Okay?
Die! You will die!
So that's the...
Jelly type substance? I have no idea what that is. So it came out of the sky.
Did you see it?
The ring finger of Celeste.
The one that said David.
That's literally the one that said David was chopped off.
Yeah, because that was proof that
Yes.
she was with him. So he had to cut it off. Crazy.
Oh my god.
Man, grand rising to the collective. Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, subbing up. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. This is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. Appreciate you if you watch any TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. But shout out to Ryan Shaw. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Anki B. Shout out to Optimus Prime. Shout out to Lady Boss Energy. Appreciate y'all. Y'all know I'ma send out love, man. I hope everybody doing good. I hope your mindset is in the right spot. If it ain't, trust me, I be going through it too. But you got this. Brighter days is coming. Trust me. I go through my days. I know you go through your days. We gonna be good though, bro. Get that mindset right. I love you. I love y'all collective. Wish y'all nothing but wealth, health, and peace. And abundance of joy and success, bro. But I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what it is. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
I'ma just say it right now. Count me out. When you think these motherfuckers couldn't have one up, they always do. So these motherfuckers then built the world's longest undersea highway tunnel. And not only that, but it's motherfucking see-through. I don't know what came up with this concept, but it does not look safe. You see hammerheads and sharks and all different type of shit swimming right over your head. It only took China 4 years to build this. This tunnel stretches 6 miles long and is 33 feet wide. But not to mention that, it features 6 lanes going both directions. What the f? But this tunnel has stunned engineers worldwide, saying that this was impossible to build. Not to mention this could stand a 8 magnitude earthquake, but they also say this would stand a 16 magnitude typhoon. All I'm gonna say is you ain't gonna catch me on this again.
I want to see more clips of that.
Back in November 2013, it was just an ordinary football game between Sylmar and San Fernando High School. That's until a parent who was filming their daughter's cheerleading routine had caught something strange on camera. Did you see it? After going back to review the video, there appears to be a phantom figure running in the background behind the cheerleaders and onto the football field shortly before disappearing. Some people have tried to debunk it as a camera glitch, and some have even noticed that the security guards standing on the field seemingly follow the runner right as they pass by. Now, this mom isn't really tech savvy, so her having the ability to alter the video would be completely out of her wheelhouse. Could this potentially be a football player trying to relive the good old days? Or do you think this could be something else entirely?
That's weird, because both of them, the security guards look like they seen the shit run by. If it was a fan running on the field, you know they would have stopped him. Like, or ran after him at least. I don't know, bro. I'm a little confused. I don't know. Shit crazy.
There are so many strange things happening in 2026. It's ridiculous.
How does that work? Got ourselves a little break in the matrix here.
Strange weather phenomena.
The is going on with Dallas right now.
Strange things falling from the sky.
Is it alive? I don't know.
Bizarre UFO footage that people have been capturing in broad daylight.
It's kind of scary yet? Let's look at that thing again. There it is. It's just hovering, dude.
Strange creatures caught on camera.
Oh, no way. Do you see that?
And so much more. So if you're here for the strange sightings, this is the place to be. Stay tuned because the sightings only get weirder as this video goes on. Thanks for joining. Today's video has a lot of stuff falling from the sky, including this, whatever this is. That was captured on April 19th, and it looks like hundreds or thousands of worms just fell from the sky. And then one woman found this on the hood of her car.
I mean, it's some kind of a jelly type substance. I have no idea what that is. So it came out of the sky. Okay, well, that's interesting.
And right there, you could see it clearly move. That's the strange thing. Whatever this is, it's alive. I've never seen something like that. Maybe you have. Maybe there's a reasonable explanation for it. If you know what that is, let me know down below in the comments.
She touched it with her bare hands. When we see some of the most craziest shit happen amongst humans, bro, because people want to touch shit. Bro, put some gloves on at least. I wouldn't even have did that. You see the red shit in it?
Aliens are in the ocean. Now we're seeing every one of them in the air. What if aliens are not coming down to us?
Yeah.
They're actually trying to leave.
Yeah, I heard that theory.
Yeah, because it makes sense, because in the forest, if fire burns down the forest, the instinct of the animal is to leave. So now all aliens we're finally seeing, because they're finally coming up from the ocean. That's where they're going, fam.
Because theory is, and yo, you know what's? I feel like Marvel always predicts it with shit.
What, they predicted it?
Yo, there's this one movie. It's called The Celestials. You ever heard of that?
No, I haven't.
It's something like, it's called like the Marvel Celestials or whatever.
Yeah.
But Eternals, that's what it's called. Sorry.
Oh,
it's called Eternals.
I've seen Eternals.
Yeah. So you know how in Eternals there's that one huge giant that lives inside the world, and it pretty much destroys the world when it's ready to be born.
Yeah.
So, and that was supposed to be its nature. That's what.
I want to hear more, man. I love their podcast.
Okay. Die. You will die.
Sylvester. Okay, yeah, he's pissed. We should probably go.
Die.
That's not my cat. Totoro, where are you? Totoro. What are you? What are you doing in my house? What are you? No, it's a furry!
The guy in the back. This is a rare photo from JFK's birthday gala after party, so there are tons of powerful and influential people in this room. So we have Marilyn Monroe right here leaning over the railing, and then we have in the very back hallway Some sort of ghost? Alien observer? What do you guys think this is?
I mean, if you're 7 years old and somebody, which I was trying to say this to my friends who had children, you're 7 years old and someone is stroking your, it feels good. Right. Even though you don't have a name for what that is, it feels good. So this is what so many people don't understand. A big part of the confusion and shame for child victims is that the attention and the seduction from the predator, who is probably gonna be somebody you know. Right. In order for it to work, it has to be somebody you know, somebody you admire, somebody you respect, or maybe even love. And it feels good. I mean, if you're 7 years old and somebody, which I was trying to say this to my friends who had children, you're 7 years old and someone is stroking your, it feels good. Even though you don't have a name for what that is, it feels good. And when I first said this years ago, people were like, you're crazy, because everybody wants to believe it's like you're being thrown up against the wall and you're being, and I have said for years, if the abuser is any good, you won't even know it's happened. You will be in it and you won't even know it's happened. And if the abuser is any good, he or she is going to make you feel like you're a part of it. I mean, and nothing is more being a part of it than what we discussed earlier.
Did you see people in the stands nodding their head? I can't even believe I'm hearing what I'm hearing. Shit ain't cool, bro. This shit ain't cool.
I hate conspiracy theories, but I'll tell you one about, well, and this is not even a theory. This part I know is a fact. Did you know when I left D.C. and moved to New York in the 90s, the New York City Police Department had a hip-hop police task force? Did you know that? And this task force would follow anybody that was involved in hip-hop culture around. Not just rappers, because they thought that it was connected somehow. Even young comedians like me. Anybody that was just on that scene, they knew who everybody was and what everybody was doing. And back in those days, I used to go to nightclubs, but sometimes I go to a club and the lights would be a little bit different. And I didn't notice, but the OGs would pull me aside and be like, careful in the club, nigga. They got the FBI lights up. Which meant that the lighting was strange because the party was under surveillance. And they were just telling me to watch my back. And, you know, I wasn't doing anything wrong anyway, nigga, just having a good time. Now, did you know that that task force was invented originally to follow just two people around? Those people was a guy named Christopher Wallace, AKA the Notorious B.I.G., and Sean P. Diddy Combs. Now, why is that? That this nigga has been under surveillance for at least 30 years. But just now they noticed that he racketeers and beats up bitches. I bet you, if he was doing all that, I bet you they seen him doing it for a long time. But why now? I don't know. It was strange in this case. Nobody called the police, except for Kid Cudi. Everybody called Kid Cudi a snitch. But he wasn't a snitch. A snitch is when two niggas do crime together and one of them gets caught and tells on the other one to get himself out of the trouble. Kid Cudi was violated by Puff. He alleged that Puff blew up his motherfucking Porsche with a Molotov cocktail and didn't stop there. He said he then alleged that Puff broke into his house and opened this nigga's Christmas gifts. Oh, nigga, I would have been furious. Kid Cudi said, I can't prove that he opened the gifts or nothing, but I came in the house and he was in there and the gifts was open and that nigga was just like, Merry Christmas, Playboy. So what was Kid Cudi supposed to do? He only got two choices. Either A, you're gonna have to do some gangster shit to this nigga that he's gonna have a hard time proving. Or if you're not built like that, and I do not believe that Kid Cudi is built like that, your last option is B. You gotta call the police. Good for Kid Cudi. He did the right thing. I, on the other hand, I'm built like that. If this nigga my family's Christmas up, you better believe I'm gonna make him suffer for that shit. And niggas are gonna come up to me and tell me all about it and not even know I did it. Oh my God, Dave. Oh, did you hear what happened to Puffy? Oh my God, no. What happened? He was jogging by himself in Topanga Canyon. A falcon came out of nowhere and killed this nigga. Oh my God.
Sometimes they just malfunction.
Very evil people are running the planet and want to kill you. And they're trying to do that, and they're aggressively pursuing this goal right now. There are two lines of reality in the world. In one reality, you are believing everything that they tell you, and you can't understand why things are so crazy. Those people who want to live in that denial, they are being battered by experience, they are being battered by information, they are being battered by consciousness, and they are seeing all of these things come in to their reality, whether they like it or not. Those of us in the truth community say, we don't understand why people can't conceptualize such simple things. This is simple information. Why can't you understand something that's so easy? Please try to have more compassion for these people who are suffering and understand that it has nothing to do with the simplicity of the concept. The concept is very simple. Very evil people are running the planet and want to kill you. And they're trying to do that, and they're aggressively pursuing this goal right now. Anyone could theoretically be a philosopher and say, well, I don't believe this, and it makes me scared, and it makes me feel unsafe. But hypothetically, theoretically, maybe perhaps just in case, what if it's real? Your maturation is the awakening that you are in a hero's journey, that there is a huge villain, and you better get off your ass and fight him before he kills you. That's what's so hard to understand. The alchemy of the galaxy, the alchemy of Jesus Christ, is that you will become like him. John 14:12, as I do these things, so shall you do them, and greater things. So when we're looking at the possibility of liberating ourselves from the suffering that so many people have, it ultimately comes with the understanding that you cannot die. You cannot die. You are not threatened by anything. You have nothing to worry about. And this whole entire world, as traditional as it seems to be, is actually a reality construct. It's not real. It's an illusory reality. That's the awakening. That's why people have a hard time seeing something that, oh, it's so simple. Why can't they see it? It's such an easy thing to understand. No, it's a paradigm shift. It's coming to realize that everything you ever thought was true in your life is a freaking lie. You were lied to about every single thing. There are satanic communities where everybody's in on it, and they have mind control where you don't know they did anything. And they do it so well that you can't remember that they did anything. Hypnosis is a lot scarier than I thought, and it's been used a lot more than I thought, and so many victims are not aware that anything ever even happened to them. I have a personal stake in getting rid of these things because they abused me, and I am not happy about it. And if you think this is fake and you want to laugh at me, and you think that I'm making up abuse memories and that this shit didn't really happen to me,
my professor wrote on the board, language controls perception, perception controls reality. And I like to add your perception controls your reality. So what I perceive, what I see, may not be what you see. So that's why I don't judge. You're free to choose whatever you like. But again, this all for entertainment. What we saying ain't true. It's just my opinion. I do wish one day everybody on the same perspective. I do wish. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts, man. David Wilcox, y'all agree with him? Do y'all disagree with him? Rest easy.
There's a lot of speculation as to what we think the data centers are. I think everybody in their spirit feels uneasy about it, even people that are not born-again believers or followers of Jesus or whatnot, or people that are not really in the conspiracy space, I think have questions about it even. So I think all of us in our spirit know something's off, something's not right. We know they lied to us about everything. So, anywho, I have a couple of speculations about what they might be. I think there are probably 3 things. I think some of them actually are truly data centers, but I think that's a small percentage. And then I think some of them are possibly like prisons or holding facilities for us who do not want to conform to the agenda that they have in store for us. And I think it's a lot darker than just being a prison. I think there are going to be facilities where they force or try to force us to be a host for nefarious, deep, dark Nephilim type spirits. And I think some of them are going to be places where you go to be if you don't want to conform. And I think some of them are actually facilities where they're building chimera type, clone type bodies for these disembodied Nephilim spirits. So if y'all don't know the history of demons and demonology, Nephilim, basically demons are Nephilim. Okay, so they're the disembodied Nephilim spirits. If you remember in Genesis and Enoch, the fallen angels came down, and first they made a pact with each other that they were going to marry the daughters of Adam and Eve or whatnot. So they came down to the earth and they married the women and created these weird creatures. They didn't just mate with women, they mated with animals and stuff too. And so there was all sorts of genetic mutations and genetic DNA manipulation. And so anyway, when they mated with the women, it created these weird genetically mutated creatures that were half angel, half human, and they were an abomination to the Lord, to God. And so when he created the flood or whatnot, it killed them, right? But part of their punishment was they can't go to heaven, they can't go to hell, they are bound to the earth. They have to stay here. So now they are actual demons, and that's why they try to use humans as hosts or whatnot, right? They try to possess humans so that they can live in sin still, so they can do all the things they did back in those days. You know, all stuff like basically that's in the Epstein files, but it doesn't have to even go to that degree. There's lots of things that can cause a person to become demon possessed. I don't need to go into that because I'm pretty sure most of us are familiar with how that happens. But anywho, I think that they're possibly building facilities where they're creating these chimera type creatures because, you know, things are winding down and they're getting ready to, they want these things to be like dominant on the earth. I think that humans are going to be the minority. I know we always talk about, oh, like white people are going to be the minority, black people are the minority, Mexican people. No, y'all, it's not about the races. We're all humans, right? At least I think most of us are. Like us normal people, not like the elites and those guys, but humans in general, I feel like we're going to be a minority. The world is going to be taken over by these demonic type creatures or whatnot. And because the end game is to go fight Jesus in the camp of the saints. And whether the camp of the saints is us, those who are really truly born again, truly Jesus's followers, or if it's the saints that originally died and were raised again, that ruled and reigned with Jesus, is it those guys? Are they considered the saints? Or is it us who are here on the earth now? Or is it maybe all of us? It could be the saints of old and then all of us. Anyway, y'all, I think a lot of us are, I know I have a lot of people that don't like that theory and they don't want to hear that. And they argue with me and fight and say, that's not true. That's not biblical. Jesus is going to come and rescue us and save us. When the scriptures talk about us being rescued, us being saved, I think generally it's talking about our souls being spared during the second death. Y'all, everybody dies the first time, right? There's a second death coming, though, which is going to occur after the white throne judgment. The second death is where we are spared. Our souls are spared. We're not going to go to the pit of despair, or the hell, where the eternal flame never dies. We're not going to go there. We're going to be with Jesus for all eternity, and that's where we're saved. That's where eternal life occurs or whatnot. It's not this meat suit that we're in. This meat suit is going to pass away. It's going to die. So, anywho, that's beside the point. The data centers, what are they really for? I think that there are multiple things, like I said. So, anywho, keep your eyes peeled. Stay in the spirit. Stay in the word. Stay in prayer. Ask Jesus to give you wisdom. Ask God to give you wisdom to show you what's really going on. And something else we might want to consider. I know a lot of people are finding weird things like the mention of COVID and the Epstein files. They're finding things like that in really old episodes from back in the day, from like the 70s, 80s, 90s, where the characters in these different shows are talking about these things that hadn't occurred yet. So, who knows? Maybe in some of the older episodes of some of the TV shows, they actually address this. Who knows? But anyway, stay safe, my friends. Love you. And
with all due respect, I feel like that one was like more so digging at like fear, trying to put more fear in people. Because I don't even think they're gonna use them centers for that. That's a far ass reach. Why would they have to? Bro, they could send demons and all types of shit through the shit you watch, through the shit you listen to, through frequencies. They could put them shits in the middle of the world and they walking amongst you and you don't even know. It just attaches energy to you as you walk by it in the store, on the street. It's so many ways other than putting you in a damn. They already got full damn control. So why they need to put us in a damn, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like when they do bring their agenda, it ain't gonna be, it's gonna be subtle. You ain't even gonna know it happened. We not even gonna know what happened, bro. That shit gonna be one day it's normal, the next day some shit then came. Look at 2020. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, bro. This all entertainment, man.
What in the heck? What is that?
Stay your ass inside.
Things humans were never meant to see. Part 131.
There are two instances where Bigfoot was seemingly caught on Google Earth. Google Earth is a program that lets you explore the entire Earth from your screen. Instead of just showing a flat map, it builds a three-dimensional model of Earth using satellite images, aerial photography, and geographic data. You can zoom from a view of the entire globe all the way down to individual streets, buildings, and landscapes. But sometimes strange things appear, things we weren't meant to see. This first case here is more popular. It shows a TikToker zooming in on Google Maps on his tablet. He then changes to Street View and scrolls over, and there it is. A large brown-haired Bigfoot-like creature is just standing there. It doesn't look much like a costume from what we can tell. It looks very realistic. But the TikToker didn't give out the coordinates of this one. He decided to keep them concealed. But in this next one, the coordinates are revealed. Check it out. This one comes from western Colorado. The dark, upright figure is mid-stride and measured at around 7 to 7.5 feet. The subject doesn't appear on other satellite images from different years, telling us it was there in real time, and it really couldn't have been a statue or something. Now Google Earth pulls imagery from a mix of different sources and stitches them together into one seamless view of the planet. Images come from a combination of satellites operated by private companies and governments, aerial photography, and Google Street View cars. Once all these images are collected, Google processes them using software that aligns, blends, and corrects them. So these images are not anomalies, not glitches in the system. The first one was likely taken by a Street View car because it was in the Street View, and the second one was likely taken by aerial photography or satellite imagery. It seems we weren't meant to see certain parts of the world. With all this technology nowadays, we're bound to run into strange things like this.
So not only did David Wilcock say that people wanted him dead, UFO researcher David Wilcock gave one of the reasons why people wanted him dead. So I went down this rabbit hole. And if the information that this man put out to the world is true, then I really do not believe that this man took his own life. David Wilcock knew some things that he was not supposed to know. And the information that he wasn't supposed to know about wasn't just about aliens and UFOs. David Wilcock had some information on black people. David Wilcock had information about a black Jesus. You ever heard of the name Simeon Toko? Well, if you haven't, just know that David Wilcock had information on this man. David Wilcock wasn't supposed to put out the information that he had on this man, but he put that information out. Listen to this shit. I need you to listen to this.
In the 1960s, there was a black man in Africa who came in with abilities complementary to those of Jesus.
Listen.
And he was performing miracles. He was starting to get people to listen to what he had to say.
Listen.
And the cabal tried to kill him, and, you know, they could shoot him in the head and his skull would just regenerate.
You heard that?
Grow back, and he was fine. And, you know, so the crazy story that I heard, which, and remember, I was told at the time that if I disclosed this, that I would be killed.
I'm not going to play the rest of that video, but just know it's way more information in the rest of that video. Just know that the things that they did to Simeon Toko, after they found out he possessed those powers, that's in that video. David Wilcock told everything in that video. He told the story about the man that they was calling Black Jesus. He had information that they didn't want people to have. And all of a sudden, this man allegedly takes his own life. Yeah, okay. Pay attention.
I don't think that. I think it's more to it. That story had been out way before. You know what I mean? Before now. Way before now. That story was out before we started the channel. And we started the channel in 2023, bro. I don't know. What's y'all thoughts? This off entertainment. What we saying ain't true. Who remembers that? The Simeon Toko story. And also, is there any rabbit holes y'all have ever taken to where y'all be like, oh shit, that's too deep. I'm not going there. That's too much. I ain't going there. Is there any rabbit holes for y'all like that? If it is, spam them up. Let me know. Not saying I'll show them, but I might take them on my off time. You know what I mean? And And I'm curious because there are some I've already came across, and I'm like, I'm not going that way no more.
Have y'all ever heard of this place called the Gates of Hell? Because if you grew up a Jersey girl like me, then you know exactly the place that I'm talking about. It occurred when I was about 18 years old, and it was me, my sister, and a few of our friends, and we went exploring that book called Weird New Jersey. Every weekend we would flip a page and we would pick a place, and it just so happened to be on that Saturday night we landed on the Gates of Hell. I remember even pulling up to the place, we all immediately got this extremely eerie feeling. That type of feeling when you explore a place and it makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. Because a lot of legends take place in there, okay? There's a lot of cryptics, there's a lot of people, and what we bumped into was, I think, scarier than that. Well, the reason that this place is so dangerous is because of exactly what happened to us. As we're walking down these hallways, there's a whole bunch of twists and turns. You could easily get lost because you don't have a map, because it's illegal, and the floodgates can open up and you can be trapped in there when all the water fills up. Luckily, we didn't really experience much water, but we did experience a bunch of hidden rooms. As we're getting deeper and deeper into the tunnel, we literally start hearing what we thought was like music, kind of like, almost like opera music. And trust me when I say that when you hear opera in a dark tunnel, nothing makes the hair on your arm stand up more than that. Of course, us being crazy little white people, we were like, yeah, let's keep going. Now, there was rumors of this happening there, and we didn't think it was actually true. We all thought it was a conspiracy until we started seeing lit torches going down one of the tunnels. As we're walking down this tunnel, the opera music is like slowly getting louder, and my sister, being the crazy one, was like, look, there's an opening into that room. We inched a little closer. Before we realized this opening, there was definitely like, it looked like fire going on in there. Kind of looked like somebody was having a bonfire. So we snuck around the corner and we did a quick little peek. And yes, there was people in there. They had like black robes on. There was probably like 12 of them at most, but they were all literally standing in a circle and just like singing, literally just singing like a freaking cult. All of us are a little starstruck at this point. We're kind of just standing there staring at them like, and at some point my sister was like, we need to get out of here. Of course, she's a dummy and she said that out loud, and you just watched everybody's heads in these robes just go, took off so fast, and it took us about 45 minutes to get out of that tunnel because we got lost on where we were. We couldn't figure out which turns to make, and we thought marking them along the way was going to help, but we couldn't find any of our markings. Eventually, though, we did get out, and I specifically remember looking back at my sister and my friends and being like, did you guys hear those footsteps as we were leaving? Because we were definitely being followed. And when you're in a scenario like that, you cannot call the police because we were doing something illegal. I don't know, you guys let me know what y'all think down in the comments. And if you've ever encountered anything cult like that out in the woods or anything, let me know. I would love to read them. And follow for more crazy stories of my life.
Who calling the boys and who not? Who going to jail for doing that illegal shit?
There's a place in New Jersey people call the Gates of Hell, and most don't even know it exists. Before I tell you why it got that name, follow for more real NJ legends. Hidden in the woods of Clifton, this area is known for a series of underground tunnels and drainage systems that stretch farther than most people expect. During the day, it looks like nothing more than a quiet walking area. But at night, the stories change. People claim they hear voices echoing through the tunnels. Some say they've seen figures moving where no one should be. Others describe a feeling of being watched the deeper they go. Over the years, it became a spot tied to urban legends about rituals, hidden activity, and things people couldn't explain. Police have shut it down more than once, but people still go, because once you hear about it, it's hard to ignore. How brave are you? Would you be one who dares to go inside the gates of hell?
No, I'm good. I'll learn from others' experiences.
Yo, somebody's been lying, but we're about to get to the bottom of it. Big Mama told you who you are. You need to listen. And once you figure out who you are, it's time for you to get back into the garden. Remember, God is the first cause. And in the vast majority of today's medicine, you will find that there is a natural source at the base of it. I have a beautiful willow tree in my backyard right now that has leaves and bark that I can use as a pain reliever. And the aspirin companies are aware of this as well. It was found on Egyptian papyrus that the use of willow tree leaves treated inflammation, right? This treatment is successful because both the bark and leaves of the willow tree contain salicin. Stick with me, and if you're inside, Take your ass outside and get some sun. Salicin is converted by the body into salicylic acid, which is found in aspirin. And this is a perfect example of God being the first cause. And the only reason that you might not be aware of these things is because they lied to you. All I'm saying is get outside, because the medicine is everywhere.
Shout out to my guy Rashad Poet. Go run him up. Bro, I know you watch the channel. I be seeing you in the comments. I try to respond as much as I can when I see you. Bro, you always teach me a lot. I genuinely appreciate that, bro. Keep coming with the work. Keep coming with the content. Keep dropping the knowledge, bro. You teach me a whole lot. Over these years, bro, you taught me a lot. And I just thought you should know that. So I appreciate you. And y'all go check him out. And I got to make sure you start getting to the channel more, because I see TikTok don't be showing you no more on the FYP. So I'll make sure I go searching for you, though. But I got you, bro. Appreciate you.
Do you want to know the real reason for why they invented amusement parks? To harvest your fear.
You see, there's a reason why I do not play around with anything dealing with the deep sea. You have what's in the deep sea, and then you have pirates. You're going to have a lot of people saying that pirates aren't real. You're going to have a lot of people that saying they feel 100% safe when they're on cruises. But if pirates aren't real, what's this? These people are being chased by a pirate ship. This is real. This is in real time. These are not the same pirates from the movie. These people track ships. They approach from blind spots. They carry AK-47s. They kidnap people. And you have people saying that if they're on a cruise ship and pirates get on that cruise ship, what they're going to do to them? How are you going to stop them? They're coming on these ships ready to take people's lives. Mind you, they have situations where crews have been held hostage for months. Jump down the rabbit hole. Look at the Marist, Alabama hijacking. Armed pirates took over a U.S. cargo ship and held the captain hostage. Do you know the type of shit that can happen? Think about how many people that went missing while they were on cruises. Go down the rabbit hole. There are cases where people have never been found because they were taken by pirates. And again, this is why I say I would rather stay on land. Who's going to help you on the water? The Coast Guards? And here's the part that nobody likes to talk about. In some regions, especially in parts of Southeast Asia, pirates don't always want the ship. They want valuables, people, or anything they can sell. Because yes, modern day human trafficking still exists. I'm going to let the video end off with this. Look at this shit. This shit ain't a game, man.
So the end of that clip, I couldn't show because it was some wild shit, but pirates are real, bro. I can't remember what YouTuber it was. Was it Buckingham? I think it was Buckingham. It was somebody who went, and if correct me if I'm wrong, it was a YouTuber who do like hood vlogs. He went and started showing some of the pirates. Pirates start tripping, bro. Like, he start recording something, the pirates start like going off on him, like, bro, don't record that, don't do this, don't do that. They showing everything, bro. And yes, they will take a person and sell them too, just as they would do a valuable. My question is, who funding them? Where they getting what they getting from? Maybe I'm going too far. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. But yeah, this shit real, bro. I've seen that on YouTube. I've seen that before. That shit real.
Before the AI detectives get angry in the comments section, my name is French Dose. I do this for educational and entertainment purposes only. And y'all not gonna sit there and tell me that that's not a demon ill serpent. That thing looks spooky, bro. I got questions. Where are these creatures coming from? Where are they coming from? It's gotta be portals down there in the ocean. Yeah, Joe. That thing came from the pits of hell itself. through the ocean, bro. And y'all need to start paying attention, man. If that's AI, that's the best AI I ever seen yet, bro. What is going on here? Bro. And these two fishermen here, they chilling over here on the docks. And this thing just came out of nowhere, bro. I think that these are really scientists, and they made hybrid creatures, and now they're studying them. That's what's going on here, bro. Y'all need to start paying attention, man. Leave it in the comments, hit the like button, make sure y'all follow me here for more, man. It's getting spooky outside, bro.
I just question why his ass didn't run. That's the only thing made me question if it's real.
Go hella slow. It's coming up. Is it? Slow down, way down, way down. Don't do drugs, kids. Fake. That's a real person. Go.
Oh my
God. Yeah. Slow down.
Tweaky.
Listen to me. I am compelled to tell this story. My story is 100% true, and I need you to listen. In 2018, I went to prison. While I was in prison, my ex was still on the street. In Seattle, the police will sweep the homeless off the street periodically throughout the year. They'll go to the densest, most populated place where homeless are, and they'll take them off the street and put them in jail. While in jail, a lot of these homeless were approached by some unknown entity, unknown people, and presented with a thick packet. All they had to do was sign on the dotted line, and they would get something called permanent housing. Now, prior to this, before my girl got swept up and put into jail, she was telling me while I was in prison that they were making all these apartment complexes all over the city. This was in 2016 to 2018, right before the epidemic had hit the streets. Now, my girl signed, and so did a lot of these other homeless. So when they were let out of prison, they were given apartments in these complexes that had been just popped up overnight, basically. At first, everybody was happy. The conversations over the phone were great. My girl was happy to be off the street. So was everybody else. But as the months went on, my girl was telling me some crazy shit was happening inside these apartment complexes. Now, when you take homeless off the street and give them no practical skills and they have no house training, they will take the streets with them and trap out wherever they're at. So these homeless people were getting put in these buildings under the guise of harm reduction. They were reducing harm is what the program said. But in fact, as the months went on, and I was talking to my girl just about every day, people started dying from a weird illness. The old people that were basically crippled and in the first floor of these apartment complexes, they were getting signed up for life insurance. When they died, who got their life insurance? Now, there was a whistleblower that worked at one of these places. He was just a regular dude, just a regular good-hearted dude, and he seen that some weird shit was going on. Now, he dug into who founded these buildings, who paid for it. It was the IMF, the International Money Fund. If you don't know who they are, you need to do your homework, because they're the ones, when you hear that America has $1 trillion debt, they're the ones who handle those transactions in between countries. They're also have people that sit on their board like the Rothschilds, who play both sides of conflicts and wars and pay off this nation, sells them weapons, and then pays off the opposite nation and sells them weapons. Okay, they're also, the IMF is also who these huge like the World Health Organization, FEMA, funnel their money into, so that the money goes to wherever they say the money needs to go. All right, it's a huge world organization. Why would they start making these huge apartment complexes right before the pandemic and right before the epidemic really hit the streets? It's almost as if they knew this crisis was going to happen, and then these homeless that were taken off the street and put into these places were literally dying. This was eugenics all over again. This was population control of the new age. This is all real. It's 100% fact. But the thing is, Out of 5 years, my girl living in this apartment complex, she is one of the only ones to still be alive out of a 6-story huge apartment complex. Everyone else is dying, and she is hanging on by a thread to her sanity. Now listen, while I was in prison, she would tell me I'm hearing voices and I'm seeing things. She never had this problem on the street. She was a straight street gangster, bro. She slept, she ate, and she never did too many to be out of her wits. She was a beast, right? But all of a sudden, her and other people that are in these apartment complexes are reporting hearing voices and seeing shit and weird things coming through the vents. Now, when you look at these apartment complexes, they are built weirdly. Their architecture has hollow walls. Let's say one room's 8 feet, 8 feet, and 8 feet, right? But on the outside, the room's 16 feet. You go inside the room, it's still 8 feet. So there's walls behind walls. That's one thing. Also, she took this magnetizer thing because she was finding her and a lot of other people would pace up and down certain spots of the apartment. Like they were on some kind of a magnetic line. When she Google mapped the top of these buildings, normal buildings, they have like HVAC, an electrical system, some ventilation, shit like that. But when she looked on Google Maps, there was all these big ass, weird ass blocks on top of it. Now, this whistleblower, going back to him, this nice guy that truly cared about these tenants and was starting to see weird shit go on, he did the investigation to see where the money came from to pay for these places. He found that really thick contract that everybody remembers seeing in jail but couldn't get a hold of when they were in the actual apartment complex and wanted to see what the they had just signed up for. He found in this contract that these guys had signed on to chemical manipulation, brainwave scanning technology, voice to skull, and some other shit in huge legalese buried language. I shit you not, nobody could get a copy of this. Nobody. And the copy that he had, he couldn't get it off of a computer. It was word of mouth. So what he did was make a YouTube video, and he whistleblew. And I know a lot of people in Seattle must have seen it because it was getting thousands of views. And he had told the people in the apartment complex, look at this, tell other people from these other housing apartment complexes to watch this shit. And they did. But this non-user, guess what happened to him? Yeah, he was found unalive from a overdose, and he didn't do. Sounds like he was unalive for knowing some shit and blowing the whistle. So I get out of prison and get this. I go to find this shit. You can't find the video. What, was my girl lying to me? Was her friends lying to me about this video? No. And we had conversations about it because I started living in this place. This place was weird. I had never heard voices in my head before. I had never seen shit. I shit you not, I seen an alien. Everybody knew about this alien. I'll tell you about the alien later. But there was things going on. The food wasn't right. We all know the food's not right, but this food really wasn't right. The water was not right. There was weird gas pipes that were capped that came out of the walls that nobody could tell anybody about. The management was circulated on like a 3 to 6 month loop, so there was never a steady, stable person at the top of the food chain that could provide answers. And the counselors that were there were cover-up artists. All they did was push the problem to the side when people complained about this shit, and then the people ended up dying. After a year of living in this crazy shit, I tried to get other people that had seen this video. They were dead. They were gone.
Oh my gosh. It's a pepperoni pizza. You actually want to know the truth? I can do a little overshare right now. We're cool with each other, right? Hold on. Listen, kids. There's something that happens. They don't tell you about it.
10 points to anyone who spotted all the hidden symbols in this. Let's just forget about the food of choice for a minute. Look at the sunflower that she's holding. Now, sunflowers are prominently used in charities protecting children, if you didn't know that. Then, look at the choice of her t-shirt. Now, the butterfly, as most of our hardcore veterans will tell you, represents mind control. She's directly speaking to children, talking about secret while she's eating what? Come on, guys. Hidden in plain sight, right in front of your eyes. The majority, 99% people are not going to catch it, and they're just going to think,
thought that one was fake when I first saw it. I'll be honest with y'all.
Let's talk about David. Did you see what happened with him? So he was in court, and then the court judge says, we've discovered 40 terabytes of on your phone.
Bro.
Fam, I'm gonna put you in perspective. If you download the Titanic, there's a 3-hour movie. I saw a fact. It was like 20K.
So 6 hours of
20K downloads of the Titanic is how much he has.
That's a lot. So much. He's just that sick.
I don't know if you guys saw the new autopsy. The ring finger of Celeste.
The one that said David.
That's literally the one that said David was chopped off.
Yeah, because that was proof that she
Yes.
was with him. So he had to cut it off. Crazy.
Oh my god. But I don't know if you guys know this, but he outed himself.
How?
Not on his main account, but his second burner account.
What? What do you mean?
It's called Extra David.
Today I'm gonna be talking about sin and God's forgiveness. I do not understand what I do because I do what I don't want to do and I hate what I do. The evil that I don't want to do, this I keep on doing. Personally, for me, I used to struggle a lot with lying. Lying is the easiest sin to commit. When you come into Christ, you have to continue to accept what you're doing is wrong, and then there comes repentance. After that is turning around and not continuing to dwell in that sin.
Holy shit.
And this is another reason why, before you book that cruise, always know the destination and how safe they really are. And why do I say that? Because there are pirates. Yes, you heard what I said. Modern day pirates floating around in ships very similar to what Jack Sparrow battled. Have a look at this crazy video for yourself. Have a look at this right here for yourself. These people on this boat are being chased by pirates. In real time, modern day pirates. And like I said, for those of you that feel comfortable and safe on cruise ships, these are not the same pirates that you've seen in the movies. These pirates right here track ships down. They jump on ships, and in most cases, they've even hijacked ships. Think about the US cargo ship that was hijacked, and they took the captain as a captor. And these pirates are also known for carrying weapons and also kidnapping individuals as well. Think about the scenario again of being on that cruise ship. You're relaxing, enjoying yourself, having a couple, maybe. And these pirates take over that cruise ship. They board. Who's going to help you? Who's coming for you? The Coast Guard? When you're deep in the middle of nowhere? Think about that. So think about this the next time you're planning that cruise or going out on a ship in the middle of the ocean. Think about it. Do a little research. Is the area prone and known to have pirate activity? And always keep your guard up, never down. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments, and as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Everything was just different, bro. We know this.
Okay, you might want to sit down for this one. So, you know how there's a lot of ancient art with like UFOs and stuff? Like this one, 950-year-old medieval painting depicting like a mothership. Did you know that there's a lot of ancient artwork that's attributed to describing judgment? Like God, Jesus coming down or being in the sky and beaming around judgment. And there was a situation in Nuremberg in 1561. Ancient art like fire in the sky, fights in the sky, battles in the sky. So there's a lot of ancient art depicting things in the sky. Here's the crazy part. We've been hearing about aliens for how many decades now? Aliens, right? We know that aliens and planets might not be what they're cracked up to be either. So what if a day comes when we see motherships in the sky and it's actually judgment, but people either think it's a hologram and fake, project you know what, or they think it's legitimately aliens and the TV is telling them it's alien. Because did you know the historical biblical descriptions of angels actually look like what you'd think aliens were? So we've been programmed, Star Wars, every single movie about aliens. You would think some of these are aliens if you saw them, but they're angels. So what kind of deception is possibly around the corner? I'm just saying, we've seen Hollywood make so many movies about so many different things, but we've never seen, and those things have happened, but we haven't seen aliens yet. And they're talking about disclosure this year. Programming.
I just wanted to tell you that I found the instinct for.
Come on, B. No way.
Isn't it funny we're both going to say the same thing?
Are you kidding me? That was in that TV show Night Court, 1987, season 4, episode 14. How did they know about those files since 1987? People might be right. We are living in a simulation. Stop playing with me, son. This video is for entertainment purposes. I don't know who the hell found that, but they found it and they gave it to me, and they should have never gave it to me. Shut up! Nothing is new, guys. Everything's been planned. You wasn't even planned, but stuff like that was. Stop playing with me, son. It's got a game right, guys. You know what time is it? Shut up! But I tell you one thing. If I keep seeing things like this, that's showing me more and more that nothing's real and everything's fake, she's gonna break my TV once and for all.
That you wasn't playing line took me out, bro.
So yeah, since they won't let me post these results, I'm gonna tell everybody this shit. You go to Walmart, you get you a pack of any ground meat, ground turkey, ground beef, ground chicken, ground sausage, it don't matter, ground pork. Just get any ground meat and go to Walgreens and get the home DNA test kit, send that bitch to the lab and look at your results. They put humans in this shit. This bitch gonna say you got 151 dads. You are, and you probably gonna be the father too. So, yeah, get you the home DNA test. Get you some meat from Walmart, Publix, Safeway, King Soopers, wherever you at. Food Depot, wherever the you at. And yeah, test that meat and send that bitch to the lab and think I'm lying. Cause they ain't gonna let me load the results. I test everything. I research and I study everything, and I know how to study. Just do what I say, and you gonna see I ain't lying, man. I ain't gotta lie about shit. They definitely ain't gonna let a nigga post this type of shit. Damn near finna swab my dog food, for real. Damn near finna start swabbing everything, for real. Like the lettuce, all that shit. Finna break it. Swab that on. Cause, yeah, just do that. Man, this shit finna get real, man. Scam. On God, that's what I'm on. So, yeah, if you gonna eat anything, make sure that shit is chicken bone in. If you gonna eat anything, make sure them lamb chops ain't put together. They ain't just meat put on a bone. You know what I'm saying? The ribs, you gotta make sure those bitches ain't human rib cages. You know what I'm saying? So, really, I would.
If you think your day is going bad, I'll give you a story real quick. My buddy called me on the way to work this morning. He said, I have to tell you something, and you can't tell a soul ever for the rest of your life. I told him, yeah, bro, shoot it. He proceeds to tell me how he took out a girl on Tinder. They met, went on a date, went to Fleming's even. He paid $200 for her dinner and $150 for his own dinner. They go back to her place. She says, you're not going to hit it tonight, but you can lick and poke it if you'd want to. Of course, he says, yeah, let's do it. So they start going, and he asks her, why can't I hit it? She says, I just don't want anything in there. I have some, like, sensitive spot, da-da-da-da-da. He's like, whatever, bro. So he does the French tickler special, you know? He goes in there, he's licking it, kissing it, slapping it, poking it, all above. He's in there, he's licking it, and it switches flavors. He told me he, like, something got in his mouth, and he was like, bro, I don't know what it was, but it was thick, and it was gross. It tasted weird. And he was like, but the room's dark, you know, everything, it's freaked out. So I'm not going to look, I'm not going to take the time and f it up. So he turned his head, spits it out. They finish, nothing else happens, it's all good. She had a good time, he had a good time. He leaves. The next morning he calls her to check on her. Says, hey, how you doing? I hope you're okay after last night. She goes, yeah, last night was great, blah, 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 blah. I'm so glad, you know, I got over a big issue that I was having last night, and now I feel more comfortable with, like, you if you want to, you know, hit it. And he was like, oh, really? Like, damn, I must have put in work. She tells him that she had a miscarriage last night and that she doesn't know where the fetus went or where the cells went or nothing. She doesn't know where it went, but how she was pregnant and she miscarried that night. He said, you weren't on your period? She said, no, I haven't had my period in months.
I wish I never heard that story, bro. So disrespectful. I pray for bro. That shit just ain't even fair. See? That's why you can't be doing that shit from the jump, bro. You need to learn her ass first. You probably would have known she'd be like that. She'd probably be lying about a hell of a lot of shit, bro.
What is actually flying around our skies other than airplanes? And why do I say that? Because United Airlines Flight 1980, flying over San Diego, California, claimed to have struck something. The pilots of the Boeing 737 at first said it was a drone, but listen carefully to the description he gives to the tower.
Roger, 1980, get off of runway 27 at Broadway, Bravo. 1980, roger, straight ahead to spot 1, and when they're contact ramp. Yeah, put a spot 1, and then contact ramp, and we hit drone at around, probably at around 3,000 feet, around on our base leg between Jet Dog and Sai. Red drone heading west. Do you have like approximate size or how many engines or style or anything like that? It was so small I couldn't tell. It was red. It was shiny.
And you just heard it for yourself. At first he claims it was a drone. We hit it at 3,000 feet. And then he was asked again, any lights, any indicators? No, I really couldn't tell. It was red and shiny. So do you think it could have been this right here? Red and shiny? Or how about, like many are claiming it was, one of these? You know, these that have been spotted in a lot of different areas? And once again, a lot of people that listened to that transmission claim that the pilot knew exactly what the aircraft struck, but just changed the wording a little bit because he was on an open mic. Let me know your thoughts in the comments as to, do you think that was a drone or do you think that was something else? And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
That last clip just gave me like an old memory. An old memory from seeing them red orbs, like the red orb UFO lights. Like that shit just gave me like an old ass memory. Some shit that that was crazy. It took me back to like my childhood shit. But what's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts? Let me know. Let me know how today's rollout went. Y'all know we made it to the end of this. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. This is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Glad to grow, helps Glad to get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you're watching on TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. Love y'all collective. Till I see y'all in the next one. Y'all know what it is. We gone.
I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know what